Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. Today's video is a case studies of Yin Wood born in the fall season and how to analyze their Bazi chart. So the first example is a Yin Wood Daily Master Yi born in August, which is a Yang Metal month. So the yearly pillar is a Yang Metal and a Yang Fire. The monthly pillar is a Yang Wood and Yang Metal. The daily pillar is a Yin Wood and Yin Wood, and the hourly pillar is a Yin Fire and Yin Earth. So the first step of analyzing the Bazi chart is, what is the condition of my daily master? Am I fairly strong? Am I very balanced, or am I weak? So for a daily master to be strong, you either look for the elements same as myself or other wood, which is a good rooting system, or you want moderate amount of water because water grows wood. So it's either wood or water will make me fairly healthy and strong. Looking at the bottom row first, you have a good root sitting directly under myself, so positionally it's very helpful. Nothing else sitting here. And on the top row, I have another wood right by myself. So that's kind of give me a good support to be not too weak. And another advantage is this Yin Earth type Chou. That's the wet Earth type. So it has water buried in it. It has a more favorable supporting relationship in comparison to the dry Earth type. So this is kind of a neutral supportive helper as well. So overall, my starting point is not too weak. I'm a fairly okay strength Yin Wood. And what are the other players in this chart? So this metal in the birth month, which has a more weighting factor, is also showing up on the top row. So its metal is quite strong as well to suppress, because metal cuts and suppress wood. So in that case, what do I really need without looking at the rest of the players to make my Bazi a healthy and balanced Bazi chart? As I explained in the last episode for the theoretical analysis, you really want water as your ideal solution, because metal grows water and water grows wood. So water converts some of this enemy suppressing metal energy into something that helps me keep me in a even more balanced state, because this wood is now too weak, but it's kind of a little leaning to the weaker side. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have a lot of water. There are little weaker water root buried in this earth, but it's not strong enough to be useful. So what are the secondary medicines if I don't have water? So the answer is fire, because fire suppresses metal. So it kind of, even though wood grows fire, so fire still reduces my wood's my own strength. So it takes some of my energy to grow fire. So the fire can help me find my enemy of metal. So that's why fire is not as ideal as water, but it's still useful to treat this balancing condition. And then the good thing is you have a fairly strong fire in this chart sitting right at those two locations. So if the medicine is fairly strong, it's a good Bazi chart to keep its balance. If you have to identify from good to great, right? What element do I crave for will make my life situation a little more smoother? In that case, I would say you still probably prefer more wood and fire to help you combat the strong metals enemy qi, to keep myself in balance. So even though I have the solution, I'm fairly self-reliant. I don't need to lean on the importance as much for this yearly, annual, or 10-year trend to introduce more wood and fire element into my chart. But when it's kind of a icing on the cake, when it happens, it's just gonna make my life so much easier in comparison to when the annual 10-year trend introduce a lot of heavy metal influence. Then it kind of set this Bazi chart out of balance again. But overall, it has a good treatment and medicine existing in its own original Bazi chart. So this is a fairly good Bazi chart. It's less reliant on those annual 10-year trend to keep itself in balance. The second example is Yin Wood born in September. You is the Yin Metal type, meaning September. So the yearly pillar is Yin Metal and Yin Metal. The monthly pillars are Yin Fire and Yin Metal. The daily pillars are Yin Wood and Yin Earth. And the hourly pillars are Yin Fire and Yin Earth. So it's the same logic of, am I strong, am I weak, what's my condition? In comparison to this first example, you can see it's a fairly weak daily master. You cannot find any wood or water support, like same as me, my friends, in this Bazi chart. And it's the same logic, right? The metal, which is the element suppressing me, is fairly strong. So in that case, it doesn't have water, our ideal medicine either. And in absence of that ideal medicine, you kind of settle for that secondary solution of using fire. Unfortunately, it has a good fire sitting next to me to protect myself from the attack of too much metal suppressing me. So the favorable element in this chart would be a fire. And in comparison, because I'm fairly weak, I'm not as balanced of a Yin Wood daily master as the first example. And this example is more reliant on this annual 10-year trend to introduce more fire and wood element to support myself. And here's an example of the later stage of this person's life when he ran into this particular annual trend. You have a top row of a Yin water and the bottom row of a Yin fire. What happened is because water suppresses fire, so this guy of annual trend makes my favorable element weaker. So it makes my helper weaker. And on top of it, it has this delicate three combination situation going on. Because as I was mentioning in the deep dive of Earthly Branch episode, right, you form that triangle, which makes the qi super strong. So 四, which is the yin fire, 有, which is the yin metal, and 丑, which is the yin earth. They're the kind of the type of each one of the three earthly branches, because 四 is the beginning of summer season, and 有 is the pure type. This is the initiation type, and this is the pure type of the fall season, and 丑 is the storage type of the winter season. So you have one of each three categories of earthly branch in the three consecutive seasons. That form a very strong triangle of a metal condition. So in that case, on the top row, you reduce my favorable element of fire, and on the bottom row, you create this enemy of metal that I don't like. That's when this person ended up passed away from a water accident. So that kind of shows you in a fairly weak daily master the damage it can cause by introducing undesired element during this annual or 10-year trend. Last but not least is the Yin Wood born in October. October is this Xu month, is a young earth. So the yearly pillar is a Yin Metal and Yin Earth. The monthly pillar is a Yang Earth and Yang Earth. And the daily pillar is a Yin Wood and Yin Wood. And the hourly pillar is a Yin Water and Yin Earth. So the same thing. Does it have wood or water helping me? So I'm sitting underneath a wood root right here. And next to me, I have a Yin water growing myself. So that's good, way stronger than this one, right? And as I shared in the prior video, the external environment is a very dry, wet, cold type of earthy environment. So you really want water as primary, and secondary is a meadow growing water. So you have a water here and the meadows here. Even though positionally, ideally they're next to each other, but hey, having something is better than nothing. So the favorable element in this case is this partnership of yin metal growing in water, and yin metal also reduce the energy of this too much earth, which is a disease. So this basis chart is okay. It's maybe the disease is still a little too much. Look at the earth here, like way too much earth. So you have the medicine, but medicine might need some help to give it even extra dose to cope with the disease. That's why this example, the favorable element would be metal and water. And you also like when there's metal and water showing up in your annual or 10-year trend to even help this medicine to be effective enough to cope with this too much earth disease. So that's how we kind of analyze the Bazi chart. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you next time. Bye.